Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. I'm Stephanie West. I'm a licensed counselor here in the state of Michigan, and I'm owner and operator of In Progress Counseling. Today we're going to juxtapose two words. Now, one of the words can be pretty loaded. It can feel very accusatory. And honestly, it doesn't need to, but culturally, that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to develop that, and then I'm going to juxtapose it to a second word that I think more accurately describes a lot of our experiences related to word one. So word one is confidence. Now, confidence is something that is almost socially stigmatized. If you walk around with kind of a certainty about who I am, what I have to offer, what my gifts are, what my limitations are, some people can conflate your security in your identity, so how I navigate the world, they can conflate that to arrogance and like, oh my, don't they think they're better than, right? It can happen so quickly. So we almost have this kind of pseudo humility that runs a lot of our interactions because we don't want to be seen as confident. So that's part one that we want to develop. So when I sit with clients who do the arduous work of healing, the arduous work of coming up with new practices that are healthful and that are goal-oriented, and they grow and they reap the benefits of intentional labor in their life, a lot of times they recoil at the idea that others might see them as confident. They're like, well, I don't want to come across a certain way. I don't want to, I don't want other people to think I'm better than them. It's like, well, first off, you're not better than, you're not worse than, you're certainly different than, and that's okay. That's actually what we're supposed to be, is our own unique selves. But number two, what I will often propose is I don't see you as this kind of confident, i.e. arrogant person. Often I see my clients really kind of encapsulate this posture of relief. This relief that they're not as broken as they thought they were, this relief that they're more equipped than and capable than they once anticipated, more aware of who they are and more secure in who they are. And there's this relief that just kind of exudes out of them. And so often I'll say to you, hey, or I'll say to a client, hey, I understand you don't want to be perceived as confident. You specifically don't want to be perceived as arrogant. I understand that. But you've done the hard work. It's like the athlete that's trained and they win the gold medal and they're like, I don't want to be seen that way. You put in time and effort and intentionality, and you stretched and you got to that podium because you did the hard work. You can have confidence that you've put in the work. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be confident. That doesn't mean you have to walk around with arrogance, but you are allowed to walk around with relief that you understand that you're the person who's willing to do the hard work. And that's often a far different posture. It's an unapologetic posture that, yes, I've dialed in, I created a plan, I asked mentors to walk with me, and I've done the repetitions needed to land at a new place of health, with help. But I've done the work. We should not feel shame at arriving at places that we've stretched for. But culturally, there's such an aversion to, hey, I don't want to be seen as confident, especially as arrogant. And it's like, but you're allowed to do the work and sit in the payoff of that work. You're allowed to say to someone, I did work really hard for this. And they're like, are you saying I don't work hard? I said nothing about you. That was about me. And I said, I know I've done the work here, and I'm relieved to know I'm the person who's willing to do the work. Doesn't make me better than, doesn't make me worse than, it makes me different than, and I'm okay with that. We need to learn strategies to navigate that tension when other people over-personalize our hard work and they use it as a referendum against themselves. And it's okay to say, this isn't about you. I'm relieved that I showed up in my story. I'm relieved that I was equipped with new skills, new understanding. I'm relieved that I had mentors to walk with me, and I'm okay that I'm okay. I'm not going to apologize for that. That will come across as confidence, my friend. It might even come across as arrogance, but that is not ours to hold. We're allowed to be relieved that we understand ourselves differently. I want to invite you into that today. If you are doing the hard work, you're allowed to sit in the payoff of that hard work, and you're allowed to feel relief that you're willing to show up in your life that way.